Okay, so I just tried to make this video, but it ended up way too long, so I'm gonna redo it. I'm probably going to put it into 2 separate parts, okay, because doing it all in one is just gonna take way too long. Also, quite a few of the questions in this are repeated, so I'll either just show them all on the screen at the same time, or very quickly run back through them. But yeah, this is gonna be the Q&A video. Thank you to everyone who sent in questions or asked things to me about non-related cosplay things. I really appreciate everyone who sent questions, especially my friends. My friends came through so much on this. I really wasn't expecting that many questions. First question is from my good friend Zay. Love Zay so much. And they asked, what's a fandom you will never cosplay from and why? Personally, Attack on Titan. Could never get into the anime. I watched 2 seasons of it. Just didn't find it. I didn't get the hype about it, basically. And it also reminds me of some very bad people who I used to have in my life, so now I can't even watch it and give it another shot. So, I feel like that is why I wouldn't cosplay from it, because I one, couldn't get into it, 2, reminds me of too many people who I do not want to think about, quite frankly. Another reason is because how is Levi hot? He's so ugly. Hot take, I guess, because apparently an entire union of people finds Levi hot even though he's ugly. Like, I'm sorry, I just do not get the hype. I do not understand it, I'm sorry. But yeah, that is that is one that I would not cosplay from, and why. So the next question is, well, multiple people asked this, what caused you to become a cosplayer / what inspired you to become a cosplayer? In, I would say like 2018, 2019-ish, I really heavily got into anime. Like, before that, I was already watching a couple shows and things, but I really started to get into anime in 2018, end of 2018, start of 2019-ish. And I started getting a bunch of cosplayers on my For You page from, you know, just like looking through anime tags and all of that jazz. I feel like the people who inspired me to become a cosplayer were colourful cosplayers. Don't know if any of you will remember them. They were like, I feel like, a very big part of the My Hero community. They are no longer on the internet, so can't show an example, but yeah, I feel like they were the main person because they showed up a lot. I followed them, I made fan art of them, all that kind of stuff. Another one, Square One Cosplay, I've been watching them since 2018. And yeah, I just feel like I found it really cool how people were just dressing up as like my favourite fictional characters, so I was like, yo, I want to try this as well. I'll just do this now because it's kind of a related question. Who's a cosplayer that inspires you? A lot of my friends. I like already looked up to them, I followed them, I was like, I love that person, like, they are so cool, you know? I just found so much inspiration from a lot of the more big followed cosplayers, and I was like, I want to be that good at makeup, like, in my time, you know, like, whenever the time comes, I want to be that good. Other than that, I'm not entirely sure who else inspires me other than friends and people who I looked up to who then became my friends. I'm probably not going to be amazing at answering these because I tend to stutter a lot and drag things on, which is why I had to delete the last video that I tried to make because I just yap too much, or I take too long to think of words. Next question is from another one of my friends, Alana, and they asked, who is your favourite My Hero character? I'm sorry for this. That man right there. Present Mike, Kizashi, Yamada, whatever you want to call him. He is my favourite. That man. I mean, not to brag, but I also won #1 Present Mike fan, so if that gives you any explanation of how much I love him, I don't know what else will tell you. Another question that I got asked twice, I think it was, is What's your favourite cosplay? I'll give you 3 people because I'll do male, female, and then another favourite. Aizawa, definitely. Like, he has been one of my longest cosplays. Like, he was my first, like, official cosplay, and I still cosplay him to this day, so I need to cosplay him again, actually. Like, I haven't cosplayed him since sometime this year. So, yeah, I feel like Aizawa. For a female, Millie. Definitely Millie. I want to update her again, but yeah, definitely Millie. She's one of my favourite characters. And then also Fizzaroli, because I put so much work into that cosplay, and even though I wish things could be different about it, I was still really happy with the result. So definitely those 3. Talking about Millie and Fizzaroli, I am going to move on to this question by one of my mutuals. Top 3 has-been and Helver Boss characters. I'll do 3 of each because top 3 has-been and then and Helver Boss. Top 3 Helver Boss, I would say Fizzaroli. Top. I also won Best Fizzaroli fan. Fizzaroli, Millie, and I would say Ozzy, Asmodeus, but those are very, like, common answers. I'm sorry, but they're just, like, my tops, you know? And then for has-been, I would say Angel, because I relate to him a lot more than I should. Velvet, queen. Like, she's such a bully and I love it. And I would say Vox. I like the V's a lot. I also like Valentino. Don't support his actions, hate him, but he's written so well and I love his character design. Like, he's so cool, minus his actions. Next question is from another one of my mutuals, Mel. Where do you recommend to get wigs, outfits and props from? For props, I could not tell you other than horns. There is a, like, company that does really good, like, quality horns, and for pretty cheap too. Like, obviously they charge what their work is worth, but it's still pretty. I think it's like 22 for, like, some of the Helver Boss characters' horns. I'm going to get some as soon as I can because 1, I don't have horns for Millie and I really need them, and 2, I feel like I want to cosplay Blitz again whenever I can get a wig for him. So I feel like if you're looking for, like, things like horns or stuff like that, I would recommend this page right here. For wigs and outfits, I would say AliExpress. Like, yeah, it's not the best quality ever, but it's cheap, you know? Like, if you're on a budget, AliExpress is the place to go. Usually AliExpress hasn't actually let me down, I don't think. So I would say AliExpress. For wigs, if you want good quality, then Arda and Epic Wigs, I think it's called. I've never tried them personally, but I know that a lot of people get their wigs from there, especially commissioners. So yeah. Oh, another really good place is Vinted for, like, second-hand, especially costumes and wigs. I've never bought a wig off Vinted, but I've heard that a lot of people do, and usually they're pretty happy with it because it's a lot cheaper. The next question is from Matthew, and they asked, most important question of all, favourite colour and favourite animal. Favourite colour, I like very pastel colours, like, I don't know how to explain, just, like, very cutesy, pictures, colours. So, like, mint green, pastel pink, pastel purple, all of that jazz. Like, I know I don't look like I should be enjoying pastel colours, but for some reason they hit different. Favourite animal? Cats. Cats, mate. I love cats. I call them kiggies. Kiki. And ferrets. I love ferrets as well. So, very, very simple question. Thank you, Matthew. It's from Alana, one of my friends. And they asked, what's your favourite makeup brand? In terms of like actual makeup, it would be Revolution. Like Makeup Revolution. I mean, I've not really tried any other foundations, but I've used them since 2020. And they're pretty good. And this smells great. I love the smell of it. It smells so... Oh, it smells... It just smells like cosplay. That is so weird, but like, I don't really wear foundation other than when I'm cosplaying. So I would say them. They're pretty cheap. I think it's like £9 for this, and it lasts a while. For eyeshadow and stuff like that, I can't tell you because I have very different mixed palettes. So I can't give you an exact answer on that. For eyeliner though, it sounds crazy, but Poundland, it's only £1. And hold on, I'll put it on my hand. It's pretty good. Like, this one's running out because I use it so much, but I just prefer the ones with a very thin brush. But other than that, for like face paint, then Snazaroo, or I feel like a very good makeup brand is Sunset Makeup, I think it's called. They do things that are like face paint and body paint, but it's foundation, basically. It's really good. So if you're asking for suggestions, then definitely like those things. Next question was left on one of my videos. I think it was the one of me shaving my head. You did a great job. Also, how many piercings do you have? I have, I don't know if these class as individual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Altogether in my time, I have had second lobes pierced on both sides of my nostril pierced on both sides. I've had my belly pierced. Yeah, I've had like a decent amount of piercings. I definitely want more because obviously this lip looks very full, top one looks empty. I do plan on getting angel bites, angel fangs, whichever ones they're called. I plan on piercing my nose again. Maybe an eyebrow, but I'm not sure if I would suit it. But yeah, that is how many piercings I have. These. And do you have any recommendations for any piercings to get? I do, okay? As crazy as it sounds, nostril has always been my most painful piercing. Like, even tongue, like the actual piercing itself, barely hurt. Like, I laughed after getting it done because I was so anxious. I was like, oh my god, this is gonna suck. And then it's very quick amount of pain. After healing for tongue, however, most amount of pain I've ever been in my life. For recommendations, I don't know what you're like looking to get, but my personal would be vertical labrae. It does hurt more than just snake bites in my opinion because it goes through your top lip, but it's a very nice one to get if you're not looking to be too full. Septum, again, doesn't really hurt, it's just skin if it's done correctly. Hopefully, if you plan on getting a septum, and you know, I hope it's done correctly because walk away if you're squeamish at this. I can pull on mine, no problem. Like, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't do anything. My septum, I would say like 1 or 2 out of 10, and it was so quick. My eyes watered, and I was more bothered about my eyeliner streaking. I would say vertical labrae, septum, and if you don't mind not being able to eat or drink for a few days, tongue, because it is worth it, honestly. And a lot of people are like, oh, you chip your teeth, especially with like lip piercings as well. Not once in my 3 years of having these and my year of having this, I have never chipped my tooth. And I play with my tongue bar a lot, so if you're not worried about those kinds of things, definitely those, because well, healing process for tongue was painful, but it was over in like a week or so. Septum wasn't bad at all. Lips, it depends. I mean, I guess all piercings depends. It depends where you get it done, and it depends how your body reacts. But in my opinion, tongue and septum and vertical array, those were the easiest, other than lobe. So I would recommend those. The next question is from Alana, and they asked, who is your dream voice actor / actor you'd love to meet? Alex Brightman, bro. I love that man. Also, I feel like, well, one, for just actor in general, I would love to meet Andrew Garfield. I love that man so much. Like, Andrew Garfield, Spidey, and Peter Parker. Best ones. Do not care. So my next friend, Asteroid, they asked the same question twice. I assume they forgot or thought it would be kind of a different answer. So I'll answer their first question, which was, which cons are good? In my opinion, MegaCon has been the best con I have ever really gone to. It's moderately, decently priced. It's like £35-ish for a full weekend, which is really good. I would say the best con is MegaCon Manchester. I'm sorry if any of you guys that are watching are American, because I'm not sure about the con companies over there. But yeah, that is my personal preference. MegaCon, always. Like MegaCon Birmingham, MegaCon Manchester. I've yet to be to a MegaCon London, but I do want to go at some point. The other part to the question is, I want to start doing YouTube, or like the first time they asked me for social media tips, like posting and all that, and then they asked again, I want to start doing YouTube, so you got any tips on that? I would say post somewhat regularly, but don't burn yourself out with the schedule. Also, just be patient with it, because obviously, even through like TikTok, it's pretty hard to like have people view your videos. Definitely just be patient with it. Don't spend an ungodly amount of time on editing. That is draining. And for posting like actual like longer videos, I wish I could give you advice, because it takes me forever. It takes like at least a day for my videos to upload, even if they're 15-minute long. Like, it's crazy. Try and keep a decent schedule with posting, maybe like twice a week for shorts, and then whenever you feel like making full-length videos like this, or cosplay tutorials, stuff like that, anything, just post whenever you want. That is what I would say to you. The next question is, I actually really like this one, because it is more about me, and it says, bit private, but what age did you make the decision about your sexuality? Now, I told this person, I was like, I can't give you an exact answer for my sexuality, because from a young age I always just like thought of girls more, so I can't give you an exact answer on that. Like, my first kiss, it was more like a peck, but I would say first kiss was a girl, so that was when I was like 10, 11-ish, so if that gives you any idea. Yeah, but I said I would think more of like when I knew I was trans, and the answer to that is forever. Literally forever. And I know that some people are probably like, like, how do you know that young? I could pull up the text right now from when I came out to my mum. I was shitting bricks. I was like, oh my god, like, what's she gonna say? I hope she's not gonna be mad. She was like, you told me when you were literally a child, when you were a fetus. Not fetus, but you know what I mean, like when I was like 4 or 5. I asked her if it was possible to get surgery to be a boy, because I was a boy and I wanted to be a boy. So she always knew. I never wore skirts unless she forced me to, like if it was hot in primary school. I always preferred pants. I always, like, for the odd occasion, I was like, oh yeah, I want to look pretty for people, not for me, to look good for people, and to also make sure that my stepmom wouldn't go crazy at me for looking like a tramp. But yeah, I always just kind of knew, because I thought it was normal until I googled it after asking my friends, hey, you know, like, when you, like, really, really want to be a boy and, like, this and that, and they were like, no. And that was when I was like, so that's not normal? So then I googled it, and after, like, searching a few things because I didn't get answers straight away, then I found, and I was like, whoa, that is like me. So then I went onto YouTube and I looked up, like, transgender, and it gave people's, like, stories of when they came out and all of this and that, and I was like, that is literally how I have felt my entire life, and I thought it was normal. Apparently it's not. This is me. Oh my god. And yeah, that is basically how I, like, came to realise that I was trans, and not that it wasn't something that people felt. Well, everyone felt, at least. So yeah, thanks for that question. Like, I wasn't expecting something like that, but I really do appreciate it. That gives you, like, a bit of sight into me. That was a really yummy question, thank you.